welcome. So for our LIIT sequence today, you're going to need 2 sets of hand weights. So a lighter set and maybe a heavier set too. I'll take you through all 5 movements and we'll practice them together as our warm-up, and then we'll do 3 rounds of each one. So 15 total exercises, 40 seconds of activity, 20 seconds of rest. So your first one will be a step curl. So you curl with one hand and you lift the opposite knee at the same time. All right, so having a couple of variations if you like. You could just do regular curls. You could just do regular steps. So if you need to take a break for any reason, feel free to do that. Okay, another option would be to lift both hands and both knees at the same time, although that is quite tricky. So one other option. All right, next one is side step. Side, together, side, together. But we're going to add the arms now. So as you step to the side, you come up, down. As you lift the other leg, you go up, down. So it's like grocery bags, lifting up. And you can do it a little slow. Keep your balance here. Side step, up, down. Side step, up, down. So there's kind of 2 lifts for each step. Okay, you get to choose how far, how high, all that. So that's number 2. 3 deadlifts. Bring your weights together, right in the center, and stick your butt out, sink your hips down and up. Keep your back long, lower, and you kind of engage your butt as you come forward. Use your glutes. Later, an option to do a lift up the collarbones if the weights are light enough and your shoulders are okay with that. All right, and the next 2, leg swings. You may want to use a chair or a balance bar, and you're going to take one leg back, same side hand forward, and you swing your leg front and back. And then eventually you can kind of do it continuously, and maybe even take away your support. And we'll do that 40 seconds on one side, and then we'll switch 40 seconds on the other. So the idea is to keep the hip kind of relaxed. You're not trying to go high, you're not trying to kick. It's more of a swing from the hip joint here. And that's going to help strengthen glutes, lower back, and hamstrings. All right, so those are the 5 exercises. I'll have the timer for us to keep track of time. Don't feel like you have to force it to the last second though. Check into your body first. Use the timer as a structure, but not as a way to push beyond what's safe, okay? So we're going to start in 10 seconds. 15 rounds here. Let's start with the curls and your lifts, knee lifts. So find your steady place and you're going to lift the opposite hand and knee one at a time. Now you may find that the slower you do it, actually the more challenging it is. If you just kind of throw the weight up there and huck it, hoist it, you may get it up there, but not with a lot of control or strength. So actually doing it a little slower and a little more controlled is going to be more beneficial for you. Find that sweet spot of challenging, but within your capacity. All right, nicely done. 20 seconds rest and shrug it out. And now we have 3 rounds, so if that felt too easy, you can bump up the weights on the next round. Next one is a side step with grocery bag lifts. So you'll make sure you have a little room to your side here. Shoulders back and down. And let's begin. So step, step. Now if you want to just get the steps down first a few times you can, and then you can practice lifting, lowering. So the weights lift and lower with your knee. Up, down, down. So from the side view, they're just going straight up your sides, like you're lifting some grocery bags up, putting them in the car, or putting them into the cart, or taking them out of the cart, or up on the counter. It's that kind of upward lift with a side step. All right, nicely done. 20 seconds rest. And remember, between sets, take advantage of that rest. You can put your weights down, shake, massage, go, get a massage, come back. All right, maybe not that much time, but deadlifts, feet wide, weights together like you're holding a bar. Stick your butt out as you lower, keeping your back long. And then engage your butt as you come up. You're going to recruit a lot of muscles here, but don't forget the glutes here are really primary. Bringing your hips forward. And the weights kind of go straight down, so they're just kind of hanging with gravity at that same angle they would hang. It's like a rope hanging down. If you're wanting a little more, you can lift up to the collarbone, especially if you're using light weights. Now if you're getting to the end of 40 seconds and you can barely feel a thing, time to bump your weights up a little. All right, rest there. You want to feel definitely some fatigue, maybe up to 75–80% fatigue by the end of each round to really build your strength. All right, leg swings. You can use the edge of a chair or a wall or a balance bar. And take your right leg or either leg back and swing. Same side hand goes opposite. You can touch down and kind of catch your balance if you're new to it. If you get the hang of it, then you can swing both at once. Get those shoulders relaxed. Nice work. Keeping your eyes fixed on something will help with your balance, keep you a little more stability. Especially if you're having a hard time with this one. This is a dynamic balance. You're balancing with a lot of movement. All right, rest. Now in between also, that tends to work more the backside if you want to stretch out a little across your back in between. That's a good idea. Let's do the other side in just a moment. And grounding your standing foot, open the hand, begin. Leg swings. Touching down whenever you need to recenter. Keep your head up if you can, relax shoulders, upper body light. Try not to hit stuff. These dynamic movements will challenge many different parts of your balance, your reflexes, proprioceptors as well, your inner ear and vestibular system, whereas static balance doesn't challenge those quite as much. All right, there you go, round one in the bag. We're gonna do the whole thing twice more now. So coming back to your hand weights. If the first round felt a little too easy to fix that. Just bump up your weights a few pounds. It's good to have several sets to have different options, okay? And single armed alternating curls with knee lifts. Slow is a better place to start. Nice and slow. Feel how the core has to really work to keep you centered here. And same thing, if you picked up some weights and you're already exhausted, take them down a little bit. Shave off a few pounds. By the end of each round, getting to 75–80% fatigue is a pretty good goal. You certainly don't want to be at 100% fatigue where you can't do a single set or a single rep anymore. That's too much. All right, rest. But you also don't want to get there and you could just do the whole thing over 3 more times. That's too light. All right, side steps with grocery bag lifts. So you start with your feet together, the shoulders shrug, and begin. Step as you lift, down as you lower. Lift, step, lower. Now you could do this all in one step at a time, or feel free to take a few steps one way. If you've got enough room, that's okay too. This is a compound movement challenging multiple muscle groups, your upper and lower body. Dynamic balance, balancing with movement. This is usually what's more useful than standing still and balancing, although that's important too, because you're preparing yourself for more realistic situations, right? All right, rest. Most people don't have a fall when they're just standing there in tree pose and suddenly they fall over. It's when we're stepping over a curb, or we're going downstairs, or we're walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So hopefully these moves will help prepare you for more dynamic situations. Weights together, deadlifts, sink your hips, and up we go. We start with the lower body, that's our main focus here, especially the back side of the lower body. Hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and if you want to add a little zip, like a big zipper up your midline, you could get your arms into it too. And anytime you're doing up and down motions, take advantage of the lowering part too. Lower it with control. You'll get even more out of it there. Rest. All right, back to the leg swings, another round. If the first round really kicked your butt and you want to do something else, that's okay. So anytime there's something that doesn't work for you, please modify. Don't force your way through it. Leg swings one side and begin. But you also might be surprised. You might think the second round will be harder than the first because you'll be more tired. A lot of folks say they have more energy though, because you've woken up these muscles, you've circulated blood, and you've brought energy to these areas. And you have more power actually. So by the second and third round, you might even feel stronger than the first. No need to kick really high. It's just a natural swing. And nicely done. Switch. And bring the other hand. Oh, we got a little more rest here. And again, take advantage if you want to stretch out in between. Use that rest period and recover. All right, last round, here we go. So you're coordinating multiple planes of motion here. You're moving across the front back plane, and you're also moving opposite on the top and bottom plane. So you're getting a whole lot of options of finding your center. How do you know where your center is? Well, you gotta find your edges, right? So that's why challenging yourself, finding your edges, getting comfortable at your edges will help you determine where your center is. All right, rest. Nicely done. Round two in the bag. And we got one more round here. Take advantage of the rest. And we'll begin again with alternating curls with knee lifts. Find your center, engage your core, and begin. 40 seconds. I'd rather you do it slowly and smoothly with control than to just pump out a whole bunch. That's why I don't tell you how many to do. I'd rather give you a set of time and you make the choice of how many and how many breaks you take along the way. If I said to do 20, some people will force 20 out and they'll go way over a safe limit. Well, others it won't be enough. So I'll rather give you a set of time and you try to aim for that 75, 80%, maybe 90% fatigue by the last round. But you have to determine where that is. All right, rest. Shrug it out, and if you realize, hey, it's time for some heavier weights, this week might be your chance. Pick up another set. All right, next side steps with grocery bag lifts. Feet start together, hold your grocery bags, and up we go. Down, up, down. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So there's 2 lifts per step. Keep your core engaged. And the elbows are moving pretty much straight backward for this one. And you don't have to lift your shoulders. So you're not hunching your neck and shoulders like this. You're drawing the power down from the back and the core and the arms. Keep your neck and shoulders neutral. And rest. If your hands and your grip is getting tired, just take advantage of that in between. Massage, shake. Don't carry any tension with you into the next one. All right, deadlifts. Feet parallel. Take the weight to the midline. Stick your butt out as you lower. And snap it up as you stand tall. Option to lift up the collarbones. Nice work. Hopefully you're feeling some heat in your body. You're breathing a little faster, your heart rate's up. You're clocking and banking those moderate intensity minutes. 150 a week will do wonders for your health and avoid all kinds of problems. And rest. Put those weights away. Shake it out. If the benefits you get from 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity exercise were a pill, it would be a wonder drug. And it's free and available to everybody. All right, last round here, leg swings. Nice and smooth. Building dynamic balance. Sensing quicker where you are in space, even without looking at your feet. Changing directions and recovering quickly. Rest. Good. Between sets, feel free to stretch out if there's any tight spots. And last one here, the other leg. Find your balance. Keep your eyes fixed on something if you need a little support, and begin. This swinging motion can help bring blood flow to your feet and toes. Helping you get more circulation there will help with your ability to sense and feel and control. Just like if you've ever had your foot fall asleep, you can't feel it, can't control it. Opposite, flushing more blood into there is the opposite. More control, more feeling equals better balance. And let's rest there. Nicely done. So these 15 exercises hopefully will leave you feeling a little bit more balanced, a little more alert and ready to go. Nice work.